Hi guys, welcome back to Welsh Wargaming. My first video in a while. Things have been a bit mental at work, so I haven't had much chance to do anything really. But the weekend just gone now. I participated in the Boat Action Welsh Open, which is held in Firestone Games Cardiff, where we play anyway. I went last year as well. Myself, Reese, my mate Reese, and Adam attended the tournament. Really good weekend. Fair play to them. Amazing tables. If you are part of the Boat Action groups, you've probably seen the pictures of the Welsh Open tables. They were something else. The Reichstag table is I really wish I had that table, to be honest with you. But great weekend. So I just wanted to go over basically what I took to the Welsh Open. I'll have a little chat about the games. I'll tell you how our sort of club mates got on. Reese Bevan. So it was anything but a 1 on Instagram. He done really well for his first tournament. He only picked up Boat Action, I think it was beginning of the year, last year, maybe something like that. Really good player. Really thinks it through well. His list is really nice. I've seen his list from start to finish. For the first game he played, they was like just made and primed till fully painted and based, and they are looking really nice. He's done a really good job on his Americans, so I'll be honest with you. And he done really well. I think he come second best alloy player and he's third overall, which is really good, to be honest with you. The Welsh Open is not really aimed at competitive lists, but there was a few nasty themed lists, which, to be fair, out of the 5 games, I got smashed 3 times, but they were really good games. So you don't mind getting beat by nice people, and the game ends up being a good laugh, and it's so. I think I come like bottom, not last, but like maybe bottom end of the table, maybe like mid bottom end of the table, which it's not too bad. I'm happy with that. I also won best sporting player, which I was really shocked. Me and a guy called Stuart Willis. So we both had 3 votes each, so we decided to share the prize between us, which we were both fighting over who should have it. So it goes. The 2 most sporting players voted are the ones trying to give it away. But we decided, he gave it to me, and then he walked off, so he didn't give me a chance to say anything. But I messaged his mate on Facebook, and I'm going to send him half of the voucher, which was a £50 Warlord voucher, which was a really nice prize to win, and I was shocked. I was happy not to just come last, to be honest with you. I made Adam, who plays with us quite regularly. I felt a little bit sorry for him because he was not made to play the Axis player, but the sides were a bit lopsided, so they asked if he'd bring a German list, which he brought his DAC, which he has been working on. His usual stuff is British, so he was a bit not thrown under the bus as such, but he couldn't really bring his proper army. He did finish last, but I'm sure he gave it a good go. From the games I've seen, he didn't look like he was getting smashed every game. But when I suppose you're not used to playing an army and you haven't really put that much thought into it, I think he only had like 2 weeks notice. So to be fair to him, but every single person that went came away with a prize, which is absolutely unbelievable. I think Adam finished last, and I think he had some new partisan models, like 10 partisan models. I'm not sure who made them, but they look really nice. Sorry for the shaky camera, but in a minute I'm going to be moving around and showing you my list. There was some great prizes. Loads of Rubicon kits. There was we had a charity raffle for like a military charity. There was a massive, I think it was Foreground, like a big hotel. It was worth like 260 quid. I think we done a closed bid. We were just pipped with. We put in, between the 3 of us, we put 90 quid in, and some guy from Birmingham took it away for like 110 or something, 100 pounds, 110 pounds, something like that. So nice little bargain, and a couple of quid for charity as well, which is always nice. I think Rubicon, Warlord games, any scale models. We had a bit of a lucky dip. We got some stowage and stuff, all of us as well. So everyone came away with some great prizes, I'll be honest with you. So it was a really good weekend. So if you do play Boat Action and you are looking at tournaments, be a little bit thinking, oh, I don't want to go and get smashed every game, all the cheesy lists. The Welsh Open is not like that at all. It's generic platoon. they will turn away lists they think are a little bit stupid for the theme of the weekend. So if you do want to get into tournaments, meet new players, play different armies, it's well worth a look next year. They're planning next year already. So there is a Facebook group, the Boat Action Welsh Open 2020. So if you do see this and you aren't interested, there's no harm in joining it. Just seeing what's going on and the kind of people who play it. It's nice to play all sorts of different lists and armies and meet different people. I will go over what I played 5 games, so I'm rambling a bit now. So what I'll do, I'll show you my list, the reasons why I took it, and then I'll go over game by game, just a little bit of summary of what I can remember of it. And so first of all, I decided to take an early war German list, sort of based on the invasion of Poland / France, maybe something like that. So 39-40. The reason why, because it's probably one of my favourite eras of boat action, the early war stuff. I really do like the early war stuff. Especially I'll be looking at the French army on Warlord games, but maybe next year. I don't think I can pick up another army to paint at the moment. So I'll go over my list. So it's 1,000 points, just a generic reinforced platoon. So I decided to go with 3 just regular infantry squads with an LMG. So that's 1. So I think that's a 10-man squad. So there's 2 10-man squads and a 9-man squad. So that's one of them. And then we'll scoot over to the second one, which is a little bit behind that hedge. So I decided to set up on like a bit of a diorama, just a bit of my terrain, just to make it a little bit more interesting. I took a pioneer unit with a flamer and SMGs, just to be a bit of hard hitting action there. A second lieutenant and a second man with a rifle and SMG, a combat medic. We'll scoot over here, and then this is the other regular squad, the 9-man squad with the LMG. The little Panzer 1, because why not? Because I do love the Panzer 1, it's so funny. It's a nice little tank. A Pioneer half-track with an NMG for the Pioneers, obviously. Krasuchen squad with a machine gun. The TOW, yesterday KFZ7 for the 88, and obviously the Flak 88. It's a lot of points, it's a big point sink, but it's such a cool model, and I got it painted up, and I really wanted to use it, to be honest with you. So that's one of the reasons why I took it. And in here is a spotter for the 88, because I was thinking the 88 can do various things. Obviously it's a super heavy anti-tank gun. It counts as flak. It's used as a medium howitzer, so it can do a bit of everything. Performance wise of the weekend, it done alright. In the first game, not so well. I didn't really have anything to shoot at. I think it was the third game, 4th and 5th game, it really done well. In the last game, it levelled a building with like 2 squads and it destroyed them. It blasted a squad off an objective. It done that. It done really well in the last couple of games. There's a lot of points, man. So if it gets taken out, it's like, you know, it's nearly a quarter of the army gone, basically. And I felt the pain of having just most regular troops, because they can get picked off quite easy. And I think every army I faced was veteran. They're all veterans, which makes sense in a tournament. They do last longer. So I'll go over now, game by game. So what I'll do now, I'll pause it. I'll set up the camera better, and then we'll have a little chat about each game. So see you in a minute. So welcome back. So the first game, I came up against a French partisan list with British commandos or British SAS, something like that. Man, it was a really tough list. The mission was basically kill each other, and it was a second objective on top of this hill. It was a very open table, hardly any cover. He had like these big buses with LMGs on, and he had jeeps with LMGs, and there was just LMGs everywhere. And to be fair, I got absolutely smashed, to be honest with you. It was a really good game though, up until about turn 3 when he started to get close range with LMGs, and he just had so many numbers. Like the partisan lists, I find, are so they got so many little tricks and stuff, and they can take things which most armies can't do. I think they've been given a bit more of a leeway in boat action. So I lost basically. I got absolutely smashed. But I did score 2 tertiaries, which was 4 points, which I was happy with that. So points on the board. The second game I played a US Marine Jungle list, which was a very nice list put together, really nice. It did all sorts of things. It had a Greyhound hammered car, a Stuart. That thing can pump out shots like no tomorrow. I was so shocked how many shots it can pump out. They had like, what else did they have? He had a multi-rocket launcher, which knocked on my 88. So that was fun. 2 flamethrower squads in like jeeps and stuff. So yeah, man, it was a really tough list. But yeah, again, it was a really good game. Really close up until about turn 4. Up until turn 4, it was maybe a draw, maybe slightly in my favour. But my Pioneers were wrecked, basically. When they came on to try and snatch objectives, the half track was blown up by the Greyhound. I think the squad bailed out, took like 6 hits, lost 3 men. So it was horrendous. So yeah, so I lost that one as well. So, but I did manage to score another tertiary, which is another point on the board. So it all adds up. It all adds up. Game 3, the mission was I had to get off. From my side of the table, I had to get off his side of the table, and I came up against an Australian list with Papua New Guinea, like levies or something like that. This army, the army I faced, actually won best painted because it was absolutely insane. I'll be honest with you. For the Papua New Guineans, he used the Warlord Zulu models, but he said that when he was like doing research on the army, he found that a lot of Papua New Guineans, they had these like mad afros and like mad haircuts, like 70s disco haircuts. So it was like facing 20 of the Jackson 5 with all these big afros, but he modelled the afros on them, and I could tell there were Zulus, but I was looking at the heads. I was thinking, where did you get the heads from with the afros? But we got chatting, and basically he sculpted them, so they looked absolutely insane. And he'd done like a display board with like a swamp and like people wading in a swamp, and he had like a flaming Matilda. So what happens is these Papua New Guineans can forward deploy. So basically he just, in the middle of the table, big lines of troops, veteran Australian like commando type troops, a flaming Matilda, and I had to get my stuff off the board. I gave it a good go, I'll be honest with you, and I didn't manage to get anything off the board because it all died before they actually got say his end of the board. But I did get the second objective, which was funny how I actually got it, because he was shooting my medic, which I was like, oh, I'm going to shoot my medic, you know, but he did shoot my medic. So we decided that we'd let the medic have a bit of a fight back. So basically he shot my medic with a 5-man vet squad with SMGs. My medic actually survived, unbelievably. My medic charged, got 1 kill. He rolled his dice, didn't get any kills, so my medic wiped a 5-man SMG squad off the secondary objective on turn 6. And we rolled to see it went to turn 7 and it ended. So I actually got a secondary objective and 2 tertiaries. So I think it was something like 8 points or 6 points, which was like, you know, fair play. Although my army got smashed, I still managed to get a second objective. We had a good laugh because it was funny seeing the medic charge in. He must have popped a few amphetamines. He must have gone nuts. So yeah, that was quite funny. So that was day 1. Now unfortunately, the weekend, I couldn't get a weekend off, so I had to work the Saturday night. So I did a 12-hour shift the Saturday night, and I got back to Cardiff at 9 o'clock. And after my first game was at 10:15. So I had a couple of cups of coffee, and then I got stuck in on a Sunday morning, which was I felt alright, to be honest with you, until about 5 o'clock in the night, and I got home and I just sort of fell asleep standing up, basically. So yeah, that was fun. So my first game on the Sunday morning was against a Royal Marines list, Royal Commando / Royal Marines list. This army last year won best painted. This is the truth now. He's painted lips. They got eyebrows, eyes, teeth. It's just insane the amount of detail this guy's put into this army. It just truly is like, it's you've got to see it up close. If you just look at it, you think, oh, that's a nice lip paint. When you actually get down and look at it, you can see their teeth painted and their eyes, and they got eyebrows, and I'm surprised you haven't painted eyelashes on them. It's absolutely insane, right? But anyway, it was a little bit in my favour, this game. It was like a Stalingrad sort of board, a lot of ruined buildings. I had three objectives in my deployment zone in buildings. Basically, I had to defend them. So whoever finished with the most objectives at the end of the game won. Preliminary bombardment, the Allied got it, so obviously he's British, he gets to roll twice. So my army was pinned to hell on turn 1, basically. So it took me like 2 turns to get them all off the pins. So I just kept putting them down, rallying them. It didn't feel quite right to the game, but in the mission, that's all I could really do. So I didn't really like going down and getting a bit dirty and going in buildings and going down and stuff. But his whole army was veteran. My Flak 88 actually kept, I say, a good half his army sort of scared to move because he was really wary. I don't know really why, because I haven't been rolling very well with the 88. I think there was one game where like I had a point blank shot or something. I rolled like a 1, which is like it was basically summed up the weekend. But yeah, I was a bit brave on my 88. I slammed him in the open. It was a little bit of light cover, but he was right there. He could see down this. He had a big avenue of sight. The spotter was the other end, so basically he had the whole board covered. And I just basically stopped him. I stopped his armoured car. I stopped his jeeps from coming too close, because he was like, I put him in ambush. So as soon as he tried to move, pop, he'd wreck. He'd be on the building. So I neutered his army, more or less, the one side of it. I kept my pioneers in reserve, just so I can come on maybe at the point where I'm thinking again getting a bit weak, and give them a bit of pioneer action. Like, they actually did really well on a Sunday, my pioneers. So yeah, so we got to like turn 5 and he was really close. He was really close to some of the objectives, and obviously all his troops are veteran, and he got to the point where he had to run across open ground, but being a veteran saved him a lot, because I only killed like 1 or 2 of them, and he ended up charging me a few times. I ended up coming on top of the charges with my regular squads, but I think like turn 2 he brought his air observe, his forward artillery in, so he dropped the artillery pin, and it wiped the squad basically. A 10-man squad was just blown off the face of the earth. I think it pinned like 2 squads around him, so I was down to I was really thin on the ground at that point. My Panzer 1 done really well. I got him in some hard cover. I just ambushed him, and I was just machine gunning stuff. So it was a really backs to the walls. You know, it felt really like it was such a good game. Even we said at the end, it was so close. He was so close to grabbing the objectives and getting a draw. But my pioneers came in. My Hanomag destroyed his truck with his veterans in. They popped out into a building. My flamer flamed them and killed like 5 of them, and then my SMGs done the rest. So that was a bit grim. They took the objective. So yeah, so that was game 4, and I ended up winning it. No one got a secondary. I didn't score any tertiaries, but it was just a straight 12 points, so I was happy with that. The last game was against a Jewish partisan list, which was it must have been about 50 troops with trucks, like small, like 10-man regular squads, all with SMGs. So they're pumping up like 20 shots. It was just insane. And it was like a building in the middle, and basically he can set up anything he wants in that building. I can set up around 18 inches, and I basically got to take the building. So I decided just to come off of my table edge. I just slammed my 88 straight in the middle of the board. Thought, let's risk it again, try and get some early shots off. He managed to get some pins on the 88, so it didn't end up opening fire till about turn 3, where I could actually get the pins off. It looked like all game that I weren't going to shift him, because he had so many men in and around the objective. It was just a joke. So, but my 88 levelled the building turn 4, destroyed the squad, took another squad down to half. Turn 5, I pushed my infantry up. They'd done some pins, killed a few blokes. They got absolutely murdered by SMGs and machine guns from trucks. I chucked my commander in one of the half track that pulled the tow for the M88. I tried to shoot him on a secondary objective, but unfortunately he didn't make it. He rolled a few sixes to damage the truck and then double destroyed it basically, so it blew up. My commander jumped out and then he got SMG'd to death. So that was that. And I outflanked my pioneers in the half track, so on my table left was a big road going through and it went past this building. Now he had the truck with 2 squads, a squad of 10 man with SMGs and a bazooka team, and he was behind the building just waiting for me to come up with my, because you can work out where someone's coming off from outflanked. So turn 5 I decided I had to do it, so I brought my pioneers on. It opened up the MG onto the truck. I scored 4 hits on the truck. I scored 2 sixes on the truck, and then I rolled a double immobilise which destroyed the truck. The destruction of the truck, the 2-man bazooka team was wiped out. The 10-man SMG squad was 4 casualties it took, I believe. So that was nice. They jumped out onto the objective. I took a chance. My 88 zoomed in on the objective. I rolled it. I needed like hard cover. Oh, God knows why. He went down and stuff. So I rolled a 6, and then I rolled another 6. That wiped that squad. So on the objective, there was only 2 men left on the objective. Turn 6, I smashed my my Hanomag up, my pioneers. As I got it, I was down to about 3 order dice, and he had about 10 left. So he was just pinning. Basically, just firing at my Hanomag, just pinning the parent. I think he had 4 pins or 5 pins on them by the time they got it. They did manage to get out, but they couldn't shift the people on the objective because basically they had so many pins on them. The game ended turn 6, but even he said he thought he had it in a bag turn 3, and he said that I think I done really well in getting that close to winning that game. Again, Parzan list, man, like 10 man regular squads with SMGs. It's so nasty, like 20 shots. It's absolutely insane. Like, and you know, they pull up in a truck. There's quite a bit of hard cover. They advance out of a truck. They're on you. 20 SMG shots into you. You know, he was just taking like 5-6 men out of the time, which was absolutely nuts. Like, he was rolling 6s everywhere. So I think there's a bit of payback there by the Jewish Partisan Army. He based it on a film of Defiance with Daniel Craig in it. So he had Daniel Craig model, which was really cool. So I like that where he themed it a little bit like. Every army was always nicely painted. So yeah, it was a great weekend. I don't think I missed anything. But yeah, so thanks for listening to me ramble on. And I really recommend it if you are looking into playing boat action and getting into tournaments. I really recommend next year, the Welsh Open 2020. It's a great weekend, and yeah, so that's all I can say really. So thanks for listening, as always, and happy hobbying.